Alright, so I never tried this before.
Something in the store.
Okay.
Just recording my thoughts on a movie I just saw, The Backrooms. If you don't know, The Backrooms is a creepypasta about a liminal space place where there's like furniture stuck in walls and stuff, and it's all eerie, and there might be monsters looking around. And then a person called Kane Persons made the Backrooms more popular with his version of it, because anybody can make a Backrooms movie. And I know that will make some people scared, especially that Hollywood can make it. And I'll try to avoid spoilers until near the end. I liked it. I liked the movie. It starred a person named Carl who has all sorts of problems. I say star, but really it's kind of arguable between like two characters who's the main protagonist. And it's very surreal. It's hard to put into words. They have dialogue in it that the Backrooms is like describing a dog to a person who's never seen a dog and then asking them to draw the dog. I thought was some neat dialogue. You know, uh, I'll be showing trailer footage. I'm not sure about copyright, but I'm pretty sure I can show trailer footage because that's kind of meant for people to see for free. Yeah, I'm really not sure how to go about this because most reviews I've seen usually just spoil stuff and like describe it. But I guess I'll just go along with it as much as I can before spoiling it. I don't know if how much of it of the rooms was CG and how much of it was like a room they actually created. I know there were some people that didn't want monsters in there, but I agree that if there weren't anything in the back rooms that could kill you, there would just be a guy walking endlessly in a blank, empty, boring rooms, just screaming to himself. I feel like that wouldn't be a very good movie, would it? The other character, who isn't the Clark person, is a psychiatrist whose name I forgot. All the actors in this are great. I think they may have been like a moment I didn't understand why they would do this, but they did. And yeah, Clark has some issues. In fact, the whole movie may have been a metaphor for like memories of and who you actually are as a person. I mean, it's very easy to make parallels between the back rooms and having schizophrenia or dementia. The creatures' designs are good. You know, if you've seen Kane Person's YouTube series, then you know that there's like already a history and lore to this. I actually haven't seen the YouTube series, so I think it might be interesting how many Easter eggs and stuff that are in there. You know, I, throughout the movie, I felt like kind of stupid because I kind of wanted to pause just to see the stuff in the background, like maybe I missed something. The music was kind of eerie. I don't know how to describe what genre of music it is, but it's quite good. I mean, it fits the setting. All right, spoilers. So at the start of the movie, we have a point of view shot of a hazard mat person. I'm presuming you know, the person that works for the company, and he runs away from a monster basically, and at the end he gets killed. But we do find out that even then, animals are even getting into the back rooms. After that, we get a psychiatrist visit of main character Clark and also the psychiatrist, and you know, he had an argument with his wife, and I think the wife gets the house and the kids, and it's a very intense scene where the psychiatrist speaks with Clark, and they're pretending to be the uh, Clark's wife. I believe at some point we also get a flashback to the psychiatrist's childhood. She was raised with a agoraphobic mother or schizophrenic mother. I don't really know. She just kept her locked up her whole life, basically. Clark wants to be an architect, but he's just working at a mattress store. He thinks it's just part time or whatever and keeps making excuses, is what I think the moral of the movie is trying to teach. He's quite prone to anger. His electric bill keeps going up because something's happening at night, and maybe he lives there too at the mattress store, I'm not sure. At the furniture store. His furniture store is pirate themed, or rather, the mascot is pirate themed. He wears a pirate costume, and at some point, he gets an electrician to check out what's happening. And I actually love this scene because it shows the electrician having no idea what's going on. And when he finds the breaker, he finds like three red buttons, not even like in order. They're all crooked. And eh, if if you know what the movie's about, then you know, oh, it's the backrooms invading. One night when Clark is watching TV, uh, his show gets interrupted with footage from the backrooms. And then when he goes and mess with the power breaker again, uh, I don't know why it does this, but he finds if you've seen from the trailer, the door to the backrooms that he aligned with tape, and he discovers the backrooms. And his instinct is to explore, and eventually he even makes a map. And I guess the excuse is that he's an architect, so he would be fascinated by this place. Eventually, something big scares him, something that he hasn't seen but knows is chasing him, and that scares him off to leave the back rooms. Except he comes back later. He goes back to the psychiatrist and tells her she's been going there. He even has like a map telling you that he's gone back there, even though it was dangerous the first time. The movie actually does this a lot where it passes time without having like text show you that time has passed. Like the fact that he has a map tells you that he's been there more than once, and now he's ready to tell. She doesn't believe him, and that makes him angry, and he's decided he's gonna bring his two employees with him. He's gonna pay them, and he doesn't tell them about the monster. So, again, more hints that he's not a good guy. They run around and get separated or die, and Clark is the last one left, and he meets the creatures that seem to act aggressive towards him. That'll be weird later on. And they also do something neat by showing the perspective of the camera they brought. And while Clark is far away hitting on like the wall, and something picks up the camera, but it gets picked up really high, so it's super scary. And it's like, oh, what's that? Then yet another time skip by showing us a bunch of bills due underneath the store door, and the psychiatrist, I guess, worrying about him. So the psychiatrist discovers the back rooms, and she sees all these writings and stuff. Clark clearly being obsessed with the back rooms, and once she goes in there, she even finds a Portal 2 esque like graffiti on walls showing like him in the pirate costume. It's like, huh. And then something chases her, and then she finally meets Clark in the back rooms, like red eyes and stuff, as he's been there for like, I don't know, a month maybe. Clark like tells her to calm down, and then see, I don't even know if this is true, but he then knocks her unconscious, tells her this is for her own good. She then wakes up tied to a chair with Clark, and the other creatures. And like, and this, it's like they're sitting down for lunch. There's like a short guy in a wheelchair, and all he does is flip on and on a lamp, and a woman in red with red hair who's just in the corner, and they all look like, uh, I guess, ugly, but like they all have like multiple eyes and multiple fingers, and Clark seems with confidence to know what they are. I I don't know if somebody told him or he just made this up, but he says that they're like the memory of people that this place tries to remember, but they aren't remembered right. It's obvious that he's not very well, and maybe he's never been well, but it's worse now. And he reveals the head of one of his employees in the fridge, and it's like, oh God, what did he do to her? And then he just says, unfortunately, she couldn't cut it. Really sucks. She would have been a good employee. And he reveals that the creatures don't feel anything, but I don't think that's necessarily true, considering how they acted earlier. Like I said, they're not attacking him now, but they did earlier in the film. He stabs one of them in the neck and he doesn't react, and he actually envies them for not feeling anything. And then he reveals how he's been alive in there. He just started eating these fake people. The psychiatrist wants to leave. Uh, he wants her to tell him that he's right, though, which, yeah, that tells you. I've seen people online talk about he only went to a psychiatrist for somebody to tell him that he was right. And now I realize that, yeah, maybe that's why it was so important that she believed him. And he cuts the scalp out of the red hair woman and tells the psychiatrist to act like her wife again, like in the psychiatrist meeting at the start of the film. Very insane stuff. I don't know if the psychiatrist lady believes this, but she says nothing will change him and he was looking for an excuse, but also, he's just sad because he doesn't want to change. And she's like, um, you're just wired that way or whatever. And Clark is like, yeah, okay, I'll let you go. And the resolution was almost solved then. Then we get the big bad, and it was Clark's fake person, which online called Still Lives, I believe. And it's like a bigger version of him as a pirate. It's like, oh, and Clark is somehow good and well with himself, I guess. And the pirate him, I guess, decides to eat him. And, you know, Clark was like, it's okay. We don't have to change. We're hardwired like this. And I don't know why that. I get that there's symbolism somewhere here, but I don't get the in-world logic for how these creatures work. And like I said at the start, this movie is very meant to be interpreted somehow. It's interesting that they didn't really show the bacteria entity, who's like the main entity for the backrooms. No, we get Clark Pirate, who who is big and scary. I like his design. I don't know why he's bigger than everyone else, but you know, he's threatening, he's intimidating, so much so that the lady still alive starts running and banging in the corner out of fear when Pirate Clark first enters the room, and eventually the short wheelchair one starts panicking only by like turning off and on the lamp, and there's a fat guy who was being eaten, and he just stays there, I believe, if I recall. I just saw this in theaters. After killing Clark, the fake Clark just ignores everybody, I'm assuming, and goes after the psychiatrist. I guess because Clark was obsessed with her too. The psychiatrist eventually like knocks out the pirate Clark, and through means of the company, obviously setting like traps, and eventually she gets taken away by the company and they questioned her, and She thinks to herself, oh shit, they're gonna trap me in here. They're not gonna let me go and tell everybody about this place. And the last scene was one of the backrooms making a memory of her. And there's just a fake her sitting in a chair contemplating life, I guess. And that was the backrooms, and a lot to interpret there. So yeah, I like the movie. I recommend it. Uh, I guess that's all of my current thoughts on it. Bye.